Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 495th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Straight away you'll see this is fought on a flat desert map, and I thought I'd just do a Wednesday bonus battle for you, because I know a few people have asked me if I could put a battle on during the week as well as Saturday, so I thought I'd put a Wednesday bonus battle on for you. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Clash. Now Clash has got 4 archers, 10 infantry and 6 cavalry. 4 archers, 10 infantry, 6 cavalry. Let's have a quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. He usually brings serious cavalry. And yes, can you see he's got 8 upgrades. 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So he's got some serious cavalry there, but only 10 infantry. Do you think that well upgraded cavalry will make up for 10 infantry? We'll just have to wait and see. As I say, that could be an interesting army to watch. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Chris. Now Chris has got 2 archers, 13 infantry and 5 cavalry. Okay, 2 archers, 13 infantry and 5 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he's just got 7 upgrades on his cavalry. An experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So I think that's a really good balanced army there. Be interesting to see how well he does during the course of the battle. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member BUBO. A lot of you know BUBO, and he has bought his faction of choice, which is the Seleucide faction. A lot of you will know he's absolutely an excellent player with Seleucide, and that's why it is his faction of choice. Now Titan's BUBO has got 11 pikes, 3 archers and 6 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his pikeman there. You can see he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. And just once again, look at the length of those pikes that enemy infantry have got to fight down to kill the man on the other end. So it'd be interesting to see how well in there, because he spent his money on his infantry. I wouldn't think he's got good upgrades on his cavalry. No, he's just got 6 upgrades, gold shield, gold attack on his cataphracts. Okay, so that's an interesting army build. As I say, he spent his money on his pikeman there, and as I say, his cataphracts have only got 6 upgrades on. Okay, our next teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who has very unusually bought the Macedon faction. Now, a lot of you that play with me regularly will know I very rarely bring the Macedon faction. The reason for that is because I find these big 120-man units, you not only need good micromanagement, but you need fast reactions as well. You know, to up spears, run round, drop spears down again to attack. And I've found over the years my reactions have got a bit slow, so I tend not to bring Macedon very often. But I thought for this battle I would just bring this old Macedon army of 14 royal pikemen and 6 of the long-range Cretan archers. Okay, no cavalry in this army, so we've got quite a bit of a diversity in our team. I think we've got a Rome, we've got another Rome, we've got Seleucid and Macedon. Hope you enjoy this bonus battle. It should be a great battle for you to watch. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member BARCLAYMAN. Now BARCLAYMAN has got his faction of choice, which is Carthage, and he has got 15 Sacred Band and 5 Sacred Band cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his battle formation. Can you see he's just got gold shield, gold attack in the front line of his battle formation, but as you go further back, you'll see that he has then got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his rear units there. Okay, so you've got staggered upgrades on that formation. Be interesting to see how well that does. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. I'm thinking only low upgrades there. Yeah, he's only got gold shield, gold attack, as he spent most of his money on his infantry there. Okay, so as I say, that is BARCLAYMAN's faction of choice, Carthage. Be interested to see how well he does. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member MADKING. Now MADKING has got 7 archers, 7 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, this is an unusual army build from MADKING, but there is a reason for that, which we'll look at a little bit later on. Just to show you the upgrades on his cavalry, okay? Fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry, 3 experienced stripes, gold shield, gold attack. How often do you see this on the modern day battlefield? Fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry. You could be looking at battle-winning troops there. Okay, with those upgrades on. I mean, that makes him super cavalry. He's only got 7 infantry, but if you notice, he's got an eagle unit. Okay, he's got an eagle unit there, which will give morale to his troops. Can you see they're happy to be near a command unit? Okay, so they're going to get a command unit bonus. Obviously not a general bonus, but they'll get a command general bonus there. So to say, will those 6 fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry and those 7 archers make up for just 7 infantry? We'll just have to wait and see as the battle unfolds. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member Crypto. Now, Crypto, I've noticed, has been bringing Greek cities quite a lot recently. I think it's becoming his faction of choice. Now, Crypto has got 16 Spartans and 4 of the cheap short-range archers. Okay, 16 Spartans and 4 of the cheap short-range archers. But as I say, lately this has been Crypto's faction of choice, and he's played with the Greek cities extremely well. Okay, their fourth teammate is RV CORNOVII, and actually he's bought his faction of choice. I see him use Germania a lot on the 31k battlefield, but he's got an unusual army build. 3 of the warband spearmen, okay, 2 peasants, 6 archers, 3 berserkers, and 4 Gothic cavalry, and a light cavalry unit as his general unit there. Okay, so that's a very, very unusual army build. No chosen axemen, no knight raiders, but he's got a lot of archers. As I say there, he's got a lot of those 6 archers there, and they've got Greek cities there. They've got 4 archers, and of course MADKING's got 7 archers. Now the reason they bought all those archers is to target the big 120-man units of Seleucide, and of course the big 120-man units of Macedon. That's why they've got so many archers there, to try and weaken our pike units before we even get into hand-to-hand combat. Okay, so that's why they bought that. And just if you see, they've got a bit of diversity in their team. Like Carthage, Rome, Greek cities, and Germania. Now, just a question for you, for the viewers watching this: do you think that either team has got a faction advantage here? Macedon, Seleucid, and 2 Romes on our team, and Carthage, Rome, Greek cities, and Germania. Do you think either team has got a faction advantage? Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you can see BUBO, I think, is setting his cards on the table here. He's going to be aggressive and attacking right from the beginning of the game. Okay, can you notice he's taking his short-range archers up here? He's got to take them that close to the enemy, look, because they're so short-ranged that he has to take, as I say, you've got to take them that close to be able to get in range of the enemy archers there. Okay, as I say, he's only got 3 of his archers there, but he's taking them forward. You can see he's moving his pike units forward as well. He's got his cavalry locked and loaded. So as I say, it looks to me like BUBO's going to be aggressive right from the beginning of this battle here. As I say, with short-range archers, they are a bit of kind of a double-edged sword, if you like, because you've got to take them so close to the enemy that they can become susceptible to cavalry hits. Okay, but as you can see here, the Greek cities general there, Crypto's got short-range archers there as well, so they have to be that close. Look how close they are to be in range. Okay, but I'd just like to show you something here. Can you see that the Roman auxiliary archers with their long-range arrows, can you see how far they can stand back? Look, out of range of the Seleucid short-range archers, but they can target the Seleucid archers there. So that's the advantage with long-range archers there over the short-range archers. They can just stand back out of range and shoot those Seleucid archers to pieces without being targeted themselves. BUBO would have to run his archers a lot way forward now to target those Brutii archers. So my guess is that, as I say, those Brutii auxiliary archers there will be causing a lot of casualties to the short-range Seleucid archers there. As I say, you can see that Crypto's got his short-range archers here as well, targeting those Seleucid archers there. Can you see how far forward BUBO's had to bring that 1 archer unit to target those auxiliary archers there? So as I say, there is a big advantage in bringing long-range archers, but of course the Seleucid archers, that's all they've got is these short-range archers, so BUBO's kind of got to make the most of what he can there with those short-range archers. He's got his cataphracts there to guard the archers, and he's got another cavalry unit there ready to guard the archers if the enemy cavalry attack. But as I say, with short-range archers, you've got to advance so far forward that you can become susceptible to enemy cavalry hits, because you've got to move so far forward because of the short range of the archers there. Okay. So you can see I move my Macedonian army forward. You see I keep my Macedonian army at the back because I don't want to be come into range of those archers if I can help it. Right, see these couple of Brutii cavalry units of MADKING, look, going for that Seleucid archer unit, and bang, as it smashed in there, routed that damaged archer unit on contact. So BUBO's now reacting, moving his cavalry over towards those Brutii cavalry there. But MADKING, I think, is doing the best thing in pulling his cavalry back there. Okay, they are fully upgraded. He may well fancy his chances against the cataphracts with them. Right, let's pause the game for a second. So if these fully upgraded Brutii cavalry took on those cataphracts, okay, now bearing in mind those cataphracts have only got gold shield, gold attack, who do you think would come off best? The cataphracts with their effective against armor maces, or the fully upgraded cavalry. It'd be interesting to see. As I say, I've got my Cretan archers here targeting the enemy archers. I think I'm aiming for those long range auxiliary archers with my Macedonian Cretan archers. Remember, Cretan archers got a good range, but their defense isn't very good, so it's best to try and keep them out of range of enemy archers if you can. My archers are protected by Seleucide and my allies Julii cavalry there as well, just in case the enemy cavalry fancied a lightning strike onto my archers. They are protected there by 2 lots of our allies cavalry. Okay, now just draw your attention here to our right flank. Now what I'm thinking here is, I wonder whether Chris is going to engage the Brutii and Carthage armies there to allow Clash to take his SBQR troops around the flank there and hit the enemy in the flank where they're engaged with Chris. Now I'm wondering whether that's a possibility here that Chris and Clash are looking at over on our right flank and right centre there. Be interesting to see what happens. But as I say, I think BUBO wants to be aggressive here right from the beginning of the game. The way he moved his archers forward, the way he moved his pikemen forward here, I think he wants to get engaged as soon as he can. And of course, there is another reason for that, because the Germanic archers are being brought over as well. And of course, he doesn't want his pikemen to be shot to pieces before they get actually into hand-to-hand combat. Okay, so that's why he might want to be aggressive with his Seleucid pikemen here, get into the enemy before they get a chance to kind of shoot him to pieces with their archer advantage that they've got. As I say, my Macedonian archers, I'm trying to target as many of those Brutii archers as I can. But as I say, you can see here BUBO really running forward with his Seleucid troops here. Okay, now, I think another reason why he wants to hit here with his cavalry and infantry is, look, on our left flank, what's the only infantry there on the enemy right flank is those spearmen. So if we crash in there with pikes and cavalry, we could smash that flank of the enemy there, couldn't we? Can you see what I mean? That's why maybe why BUBO's heading over there. But he must be aware that the Greek cities there and that Brutii army are right behind those Greek cities there, and they could attack his flank. Okay, so I hope he's aware of that. But I can see what he wants to do, hit the enemy here on our left flank where they haven't hardly got any infantry at all, and maybe we could smash through here on our left flank here against the enemy. But the Greek cities general spotted that. Alright, now you can see that the enemy Brutii cavalry starting to pull back now. BUBO's managed to target one of those fully upgraded Brutii cavalry. The number of game's going to win there, and that cavalry unit has now been taken out. Okay, now he needs to pull that cavalry back. Don't charge forward into those spearmen. The spearmen have got their spears down. Bang! He's charged in to those warband spearmen. 120-man units, they got their spears down. Remember, any spear or pike unit in this game has got an anti-cavalry bonus. So he would have lost quite a few of his cataphracts there on those spearmen. Let's just pause the game for a second. Okay, so now on our left flank, see all this Carthage cavalry, the fully upgraded Brutii cavalry, we got Germanic infantry, we've got more Germanic cavalry coming over onto our left flank, and now our left flank basically is being held by Seleucid cataphracts and some of the pike units that he's got here, but he's had to break his army up to send over some cataphracts here to counter the attack from Greek cities. Okay, now if you notice here, our ally Chris with his Julii army are coming in on the flank of those Greek cities, but he must be aware that the Carthage army is on his flank. So if he attacks there, he could well be hitting the flank. Now, I think Clash here needs to get his infantry, what do you reckon, around the flank of those Carthage Sacred Band units to make them want to fight him rather than come into Chris's flank. We just have to see what happens there over on that right flank. But here on our left flank is what I'm worried about here, because there's a heck of a lot of enemy cavalry, and those cataphracts have already been battle damaged, some of them, and I'm just hope that we can manage to hold here, because make no mistake, if they break us here on our left flank, they will just roll us up. Okay, look at all this enemy cavalry on this flank here against those cataphracts. And as I say, remember those cataphracts have only got gold shield, gold attack upgrades on them. Okay, and look at all the enemy cavalry. You've got Gothic cavalry, you've got Brutii, fully upgraded Brutii cavalry, and those Carthage Sacred Band cavalry as well, plus enemy infantry coming over on our left flank here. Now you can see BUBO pulling back. Okay, now is he going to take on that fully upgraded Brutii cavalry? It looks like he is. He stood his ground and now he's charging into that fully upgraded Brutii cavalry. But you've got Carthage Sacred Band cavalry going in there as well. Oh my gosh, you've got Germanic cavalry coming in behind. You've got Germanic spearmen running forward as well. Our left flank, make no mistake, it looks like it's going to be broken here by the amount of enemy troops here pressing down on our Seleucid allies' cataphracts here. Oh my gosh, I think those cataphracts are holding really well, bearing in mind they're only gold shield, gold attack. There's a Gothic cavalry going in as well, right. Okay, so you can see the Seleucid cataphracts have now been routed, and our left flank, for all intents and purposes, has now been broken. Now Chris here with his cavalry looks like he's going to target those Germanic archers and maybe try and spark off those Germanic berserkers here, but make no mistake, our left flank has now been routed, and they could now smash into the left flank of my Macedonians and kill all my archers as well now with all that cavalry. Okay, so things not looking very good for us at this time. Now, say you've got Chris pressing in on the Greek cities, but he is in turn being attacked by the Carthage Sacred Band. I've moved my Macedonians forward there, but you can see here that Clash has got his SPQR infantry engaging some of those Carthage Sacred Band units as well. Okay, now I can see the SPQR cavalry up at the top there. Now, I don't know whether he's going to go for those Germanic archers. Maybe he's going to hit those Germanic archers or take them out, or maybe he could smash into the rear of those engaged Greek city Spartans there. Maybe that might be a target for him. Either take the archers out or smash into the rear of those Greek city engaged units. So there's a general overview of the battle as it stands at the moment, but as you can see, our left flank, for all intents and purposes, has now been broken, and the enemy will now look to roll us up from left to right. Make no doubt about that. They will look to roll us up from left to right. First of all, they'll probably take out my Macedonian Cretan archers. That's probably one of the big targets they'll have. But as I say now, as you can see, they can now roll us up from left to right. Let's just pause again for a second here so you can see all the enemy cavalry. There's Brutii infantry there as well, plus a couple of warband spear units, but mostly it's their cavalry that's got in behind us here now. And as I say, they're going to take out all my Cretan archers, and as I say, they could smash into the flank and rear of my Macedonian formation. Okay, most of the Seleucid pikemen have now been taken out. Okay, most of the Seleucid pikemen have now been taken out, and all their cavalry have been taken out. Right, you can see Clash and Chris here looking like they're concentrating on the Germanic archers and maybe trying to activate those Germanic berserkers. Remember, if those berserkers are activated, they the general loses all control over them. Meanwhile, here Clash using his SPQR troops to engage the Carthage troops. But also you've got Carthage troops pressing in on Chris, his infantry, who is also facing the Greek cities. Okay, now what I'm a bit worried about here is that cavalry getting in behind us. If that cavalry gets in behind it, of course they're going to take out my Cretan archers. I just have to accept that because we've got no cover there to protect them. But if those cavalry get in behind Chris's infantry, they could smash into the rear of his infantry there, routing him because he's engaged with the Greek cities units. Okay, so at the back here of the enemy team here, you can see both Chris and Clash's cavalry has killed a lot of the Germanic archers there and has actually sparked off, activated a berserker unit. Okay, so remember, when that unit has been activated there, the Germanic general loses all control over that unit and it just chases the nearest enemy unit. Okay, so that may be what they wanted to do there. So they've massacred cavalry there, but there's still a couple of other berserker units left there that they might want to try and activate and then run away, and hopefully those berserkers will run into our pikes there, into my pikes maybe. But as I say, the main concern for us here, as you can see here, all this enemy cavalry coming in behind us. You've got enemy infantry looking like they're going to smash into the flank and rear of my Macedonians. And as I say, things not looking very good for our team here. As I say, the enemy cavalry could smash into the back of Chris's engaged infantry there, and my guess is that would probably cause maybe a mass rout there of our Juliite ally. Okay, as I say, you got that Brutii infantry up behind me, ready to attack. Now, whether they're going to attack my Macedonians here, I'm going to turn units to face the threat of those Brutii infantry. And I've got Greek cities units pressing in to the forward units of my Macedonian formation. Okay, but as I say, all this enemy cavalry, look, could smash straight into the rear of our Juliite ally there. But no, they're going to chase down their archers there. They're going after Clash's SPQR archers and after Chris is Juliite archers there. Okay, but as I say, I've turned units to face the threat of those Brutii infantry coming in behind me. You can see Chris's infantry here fighting the Greek cities, and I've got Greek cities units pressing in on the forward units of my Macedonian formation. Here you can see Chris and Clash here fighting the Gothic cavalry. There you can see another Gothic cavalry unit going to charge in. I think there's a spear unit there as well, but Clash's cavalry's done well. Now, see Chris's Juliite cavalry here. Now, what would you think he'd love to do? He would love to smash into the rear of those engaged Greek city units and rout them. But of course, the Greek city general spotted that and has put a screening force of 3 Spartan units there to stop that cavalry charge going into the rear of his units. Nice bit of battlefield awareness there by Crypto. So where's Chris going to go now? Maybe smash into the back of those engaged Carthage Sacred Band units? Well, Clash's cavalry here has taken out a heck of a lot of the Germanic archers there and cavalry, and another berserker unit looked to me like it's been activated. Okay, maybe Clash might take his cavalry over there and smash into the rear of those Brutii infantry that are engaging a couple of, I think, Seleucide pike units that are still left. Okay, but as you can see here, my Macedonian, I'm taking a chunk of my Macedonian pikemen there to attack those Greek city units at this time. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm moving those 4 or 5 Macedonian units over here to actually attack those Greek city units and help Chris. Okay. Macedonian troops are usually pretty good at defending, but sometimes you have to use them to attack. As I say, I am a bit rusty with Macedon here, right? You can see, as I say, I've faced units to face those enemy Brutii troops. As I say, look, Chris is Julio troops and Clash's SBQR cavalry here between them there have routed most of the Germanic army that was there. But you can see Mad King moving his Brutii infantry over now to try and engage their cavalry. And as I say here, we've managed to rout the Greek city's general. Good news for us. Okay, but of course with the Spartans there with their excellent morale and great specifications, losing their general doesn't affect them as much as it might other units in other factions. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second. That was a nice hit there by BARCLAYMAN straight into the rear of Clash's engaged SBQR infantry. You've got Brutii, those fully upgraded Brutii cavalry charging into Clash's infantry as well. As you can see there, and bang, as that unit goes in there, and another unit goes in, and bang, that SBQR unit, I'm thinking, going to rout. There you go. Smashed there by those fully upgraded Brutii cavalry. Okay, so, as I say, you can see the enemy cavalry here getting in behind us. This is a nice hit by Chris. Bang, as his Julio cavalry. Hammer and anvil attack, look. The anvil being his infantry, and the hammer being his cavalry. Nice hammer and anvil attack on those Carthage Sacred Band, but get ready for the enemy cavalry going into the flank of Chris's infantry, and bang, as that fully upgraded Brutii cavalry and those Sacred Band cavalry smash into the flank of Chris. So I'm taking over some of my pikemen there to try and help Chris there against any more cavalry attacks. Okay, so you can see a lot of enemy cavalry here now ready to smash into the flank of my engaged Macedonians if they get a chance. Right, let's just pause the game for a second, take stock of what's going on here. Okay, so you can see the Carthage Sacred Band cavalry and that Brutii cavalry would love to smash into the flank of my engaged Macedonians, so I need to put a pike unit there to protect those attacking units there from that cavalry attack. Okay, I've upped spears here with that other group of my pikemen there, and I'm going to take them forward, maybe there to help the flank there of my other bunch of Macedonian units there. But looking around the battlefield here, you can see there's a lot going on. There's still Clash's cavalry units there and infantry units there, but there's a lot of Sacred Band spearmen still alive, and there's a lot of enemy cavalry ready to charge into us. So if you're a betting man here, which way do you think that this battle is going to go? Which way do you think things are looking the better for here? Well, I think at this moment, I think the enemy team is looking in a lot better position than what we are, but we'll just have to see what happens as the battle continues here. As you can see, I'm running those pike units up there. As I say, with these big 120 man units, you do need fast reactions, and if you're a little bit slow, it you know, you don't play the faction as good as what it could be. So as I say, a little bit rusty with Macedon here, so I'm up against really good players. As you can see here, I'm moving some Macedonian units in here to attack the Carthage Sacred Band and those Greek city units as well. But we've got enemy Brutii. Just pause again for a second here. We've got enemy Brutii infantry coming in behind us. Make no mistake here, he looked to smash into the rear of my engaged Macedonians with his infantry. Okay, and we got those Carthage Sacred Band spearmen there. Remember, they punch above their weights against the big 120 man units. We got Chris's cavalry there. If you notice here, can you see Clash has rallied his cavalry and infantry here, but he is being chased down by Gothic cavalry and a berserker unit. You've got Carthage Sacred Band cavalry there chasing down archers, and you've got Mad King's fully upgraded Brutii cavalry there. Okay, so there's a general overview of the battle as it stands at the moment. As I say, which way do you think this is going to go? I think looking at the enemy disposition, it's going to be the enemy's way. Right, see this? A great hit there by Chris's cavalry into the rear of that Greek city's unit. Hammer and anvil attack. My pikeman there being the anvil, his cavalry being the hammer there, and we've managed to rout that Greek city's unit. And what I want to do now is try and move this pike units up here to support my other pike units. Try and unite my army, if you see what I mean. With all this Brutii infantry, I've turned 2 units to face the threat of that Brutii infantry coming in behind me. Okay, you can see Clash is cavalry here, fighting that fully upgraded Brutii cavalry, and see that Carthage Sacred Band cavalry coming in as well. But Clash has got his infantry there. He needs to run that infantry in quick before that Sacred Band cavalry hits. And in goes that Sacred Band cavalry, and bang, as it smashes into Clash's cavalry. Clash is bringing his infantry in as fast as he can there. Now, if we can take out that enemy cavalry, that would give us a big advantage here. But BARCLAYMAN's done the right thing. He smashed in with his cavalry, did the damage he wanted to, and pulling them back. So well done for a nice use of cavalry there. But as I say, the Brutii fully upgraded cavalry is still fighting. Poor old Clash has got 2 berserker units chasing his general, plus he's got cavalry and a spear unit coming in behind him as well. But meanwhile here, as you can see, I've got a couple of units facing that Brutii infantry that's coming in behind me, while I'm trying to take out the enemy units in front of me here as fast as I can. We've got Carthage Sacred Band units coming in on my rear as well there. So as I say, which way do you think this battle's going to go here if we right to the end? Do you think it's going to go down to the wire, or do you think the enemy have got such an advantage here that it looks like they're probably going to win? Okay, so as I say, I've got that group of my Macedonians there fighting the Carthage Sacred Band. I love to take out that Carthage general. Right, here comes... oh, that's my Macedon general just been taken out. Right, here comes Chris with some more cavalry. Very battle damaged cavalry that he's smashing into the rear. Those Carthage Sacred Band, and bang, as they smash in there. Nice hit there by Chris. Now, I thought with that impact there, we might have been able to rout a few of those Carthage units there, but of course he's got very battle damaged cavalry, or didn't have the impact. See this Brutii cavalry going into the rear of my Macedonians, and bang! As that smashes into the rear of my Macedonians there. What a hit that is. Routed one of my units on impact. Nice hit there by the Brutii general there with his cavalry. But now between us, between the 2 halves of my army, look, we've done well. Okay, my general has been routed and the general unit's been routed as well. But my 2 halves of my army have met here and routed the Carthage general and other Carthage Sacred Band units. So we've done well there and routed the Carthage general. Okay. So we've done well, but we've got all that Brutii cavalry, all this Brutii infantry, and we've got Clash's infantry there being hit by cavalry and 2 berserker units, plus all this Carthage Sacred Band cavalry. So I don't think things looking very good for our team as it stands at the moment. As I say, the Macedon morale's not very good, and losing my general there has lowered the morale even more. You can see this Carthage Sacred Band cavalry coming in. This could be the make or break of the battle, and bang, as they smash in there. That is a massive hit there by that cavalry. Routed a lot of my units. A lot of my allies' units have routed, lowering the morale of my troops. We've got that Brutii fully upgraded cavalry charging in there. And you can see most of my Macedonian units have been routed. But there's another reason why they routed so quickly there. If you notice here, can you see what that Macedonian unit is saying? Intimidated by nearby enemy. Those 2 berserker units are doing their job. They're taking even more morale away. Remember, my general's dead. Macedonian morale's not very good anyway. And with the general dead and those berserker units lowering their morale even more, and making them even more susceptible to routing. And that's one of the reasons why I think they've just routed there, because their morale was so low by those berserkers. Plus, of course, they're being hit by Brutii and Carthage Sacred Band units smashing into them as well.
The enemy general is slain, and now his men
I've got 2 Macedonian units left, 1 Macedonian unit left now. Right, okay, my entire army has now been routed. Okay, all my pikemen now have been routed by the enemy team there. Those berserkers just finished them off there, charging in. Just like to show you the intensity of the battle here. If you know over here, what was on our left flank here, you can see a lot of there was a lot of clashes there on that left flank there, as the enemy actually broke our left flank here. And here you can see a heck of a lot of Seleucide cataphracts dead there. You can see other enemy troops dead there, but there was a heck of a lot of cataphracts dead there. Remember, they were hit by all those cavalry there. And as we move up the battlefield here, you can see the intensity of the battlefield kind of gets more intense as you move up here. You can see the piles of dead here, piles of Spartans there in a line, look, where they were fighting my Macedonians. And if we go over into this area here, this is where the most intense part of the battle was, as you can see here, all the piles of dead. So just like to say, really well done to the other team there. Really well played, guys. As you can see, there's like little battles all over this battlefield here. You can see piles of dead in different places on the battlefield here where there was lots going on. Can you see BARCLAYMAN got 21 men in that unit, 39 men in that. That's the only infantrymen he's got left out of his 15 Sacred Band, and he's still got a lot of his cavalry. I think he's still got all 5 of his Sacred Band cavalry units left. So it's, I say, the cavalry did extremely well there for him, I think, as well as that Brutii fully upgraded cavalry there. Okay, as I say, 2 infantry units left for BARCLAYMAN. If you look at Mad King, if you notice, he didn't use his infantry that much. It was mostly his cavalry he was using, so he still got a few of his infantry units left. They are battle damaged. Okay, now here is Clash's last cavalry unit here. He is going to do a heroic last stand cavalry charge here into all that Sacred Band cavalry. Here he comes, and they're going to collide right now, and bang, as they smash into each other there. But more Carthage Sacred Band's going to hit. Probably going to hit him on him. There you go. He's routed on impact there, fighting all those units. Plus that Berserker unit was going to creep in behind him and smash him up with their effective against armor maces there. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. So as you can see here, the Germanic general's got his Berserker unit, a Warband Spear unit left. That's all he's got. Mad King, I think, he's got maybe 4 or 5 of his infantry units left. Remember, he only had 7. So as I say, you can see there how this was a real battle of attrition here, and my guess is it's probably going to be close. I don't know whether it's going to edge up into average, but I'd have thought it'd been close just looking at what's left. And look at the piles of dead here. It just bears testament to how intense this battle of attrition was. And I think Clash has just admitted defeat now, so and there we go. First thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there, and really well played especially to the enemy team there. As I say, it was a close defeat. So just like to draw your attention to the highest kills in the game, Brotherhood member Crypto with his faction of choice, Greek cities, 1,971. Great kills here, so he's got the best kills. Second best kills, BARCLAYMAN with his faction of choice, Carthage, 1,943. And then Mad King, he uses Brutii a lot, 1,701. So they got the first, second and third highest kills in the game. So really well done to them. Well played, guys. But I'd just like to talk about CORNOVI's Germanic there army. Not a lot of kills, but remember, that's only half the story. It's like Britannia. When you see the kills, it's only half the story. The fear factor that berserkers bring and the fear factor that chariots bring really takes the morale away from enemy troops, making them incredibly susceptible to routing, allowing your allies to rout them easier. So let's say with this Germanic kills here, not a lot of kills, but the effect of his berserkers lowering the morale of our troops so much would have caused our troops to rout a lot easier. So let's say that's only half the story there, 760 kills. What his berserkers did is untold, if you see what I mean. And really well played to you guys, great teamwork. But I'd like to say that old Macedonian army of mine didn't do too bad. Let's say a bit rusty with them, and my reactions are a bit slow these days. Well done to Titan's BUBO. Probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to there. He was trying to be very aggressive, but I think he got hit by Greek cities and Brutii troops there, so that's probably why he didn't get the kills that he would like. Well done to Chris. I noticed his cavalry was all over the battlefield there, hitting good targets. And well done to Clash as well. Got some great kills as well there. So I hope you enjoyed this Wednesday bonus battle. As a lot of you know, I usually just put a battle on a Saturday. What I liked was the diversity in this, like Macedon, Seleucide, Rome, Carthage, Rome, Greek cities and Germania. A lot of diversity in this battle, which I hope made it even more interesting. It's Spartan Commander saying bye for now. See you Saturday. Bye bye.